everyone, this is HuskyStarcraft here, back with some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm 1v1 action, and this time, I know I get excited about StarCraft a lot, that is a fact, but I am super excited because these two players are some of my favorites. Liquid TLO spawning down in the bottom right side. TLO is saying it is blue versus blue, which is absolutely true. Does that rhyme? I guess it kind of rhymes. And anyways, down the bottom left side, it is going to be Empire Happy. And we'll see if he's happy after this game is over. Either way, it is going to be for the Kaspersky, Kaspersky. I always mess up the saying of this. Either way, it is a tournament that I love watching. They do have lots of the best players out there. And we do have more than just one game between these two players, so that's kind of a good thing. The map is going to be Whirlwind, which is one of the larger maps. Lots of different areas for Zerglings to be running around, but also lots of different angles for drops to take place. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But before that, I want to talk about, number one, Happy is kind of known for just not dying. I've seen so many macro games of his, and I think he will be able to give TLO a run for his money, even though TLO has been having a pretty good year as far as how he has been playing. I feel like there's a lot more consistency in TLO's play, but do not count out Happy by any means. Happy's been around for a very long time, obviously sponsored being on Team Empire, and could definitely give TLO a run for his money. TLO has been on Team Liquid for a very long time as well. I'm trying to remember. My my StarCraft history is failing me here a little bit. Did TLO join Liquid during the beta, or was it during Brood War? I honestly don't remember because he's been in that team for so long, and I just have a feeling that that TLO is never going to leave Team Liquid. I feel like Team Liquid could go bankrupt, and their office headquarters could burn down, and TLO would still be in that team. That is a fact. Anyways, talking about the map here just a little bit. Think about drops for a moment. Look at how much wide open area there is right here, and look at how devastating these drops can be. You can drop right here into the main base, stem, run down to the mineral line. Oh no, Zerglings are coming back here. Run back up here, load up, drop over here at the third. The interesting thing about this map is that you can easily drop the third instead of the natural. So it's not like you're hopping between two short rush distance areas. You're actually hopping between the main and the third, which is awesome. You can still easily drop from this location as well, fly down here, drop over here. But either way, lots of drop potential from Terran, and I would not be surprised to see that from Happy. Now, on the flip side, if TLO is able to deal with those drops and start forcing those engagements in the middle of the map, I mean, really, the world is his oyster. He can do anything he wants with those links. I mean, there's actually, like, unlimited ways that Zerglings can run, I feel like. And also some fairly wide open areas. I mean, this area right here takes up almost the entire screen. So there's lots of different areas that Zerglings can get surrounds, counterattacks, flanks, all of that is going to be beneficial to TLO if he can weather the storm of drops. Now, that doesn't mean we are going to be seeing drops. I would be surprised if we didn't. But with the factory on the way, we could be seeing a set of Hellions. A set can either be 2, 4, or 6 in my eyes. Rarely will you see more than that. If you do see more than that, it's actually pretty ridiculous. Do note that Happy did decide to go for Command Center first here. He's already got the orbital done. His barracks is done. He's also got a couple Marines rallied into this bunker over here. He's going to have 2 right there. Now, what I want to know is he going to be building Marines out of here? I think the answer is no. He built the 2 Marines here to try and hold this off. Unloads them there to push those Zerglings away. But notice he's starting to build a reactor right now, and the timing of this does mean that the factory will be done early, but it also means he's able to secure his expansion easily. So sure, he's going to be delayed on those 2 Hellions, but at the same time, he's also going to be having that expansion. The SCV over here has been damaged, but not mortally wounded, as he is going to go ahead and return mining right there, as he has already done the scouting that he needs to, as those 2 Lings did manage to scare it away. Notice that the SCV did scout over here. He wanted to know when exactly this third base is going to be. Looks like, well, we know, because we're kind of the eyes in the sky right now, as the TLO does have a slightly delayed third base. Not the earliest third base I've ever seen, but he did decide to go ahead and go for the spawning pool. And if we take a look at the units tab right here, 4 Queens as well. Now, you may be looking at the supplies and be like, why is Zerg so far ahead? Keep in mind that TLO did delay this third base a great deal in comparison to when Empire Happy got his. So that's going to be 400 minerals that Happy spent and 300 minerals that TLO did not spend on buildings, which means that he is able to get out those extra queens, extra supply. If we take a look here at the units tab, he does have those 10 more workers, now down to 8. But either way, we do have Hellions on the way. 2 should be on the field already, which there they are right in the center. 2 more are on the way. They are nearly completed. I want to know, does he go for 6? or does he leave it right at 4? Looks like he's going to go ahead and go for 6 right now. And what I now want to know, because I always want to know more, is he going to go for 8? Now, 8 is a little bit ridiculous. 6 is kind of the number where you have to do something with them. You can't make 6 Hellions and then just leave them back at home and hope that you're going to kill an all-in Zergling attack or something like that. You have to try and make something happen, which is exactly what we got to try and do right now. Running past the Spine Crawler is going to be going straight for that drone line. There aren't enough queens here to help hold this off. The drone split looking pretty good. I don't know if the casualties are going to be too severe here for TLO. I don't know if he's lost any drones. That shot right there. These drones right here, though, caught between a rock and a mineral, which means they got nowhere to go. And the losses overall are going to be not the worst for TLO, but definitely not the best. He just lost 10 workers right there. We talked about a 10-worker lead. He still has that worker lead, but that should have been a 20-worker lead right now. And what that means is that Empire Happy can do basically whatever it is he wants at this point. He knows that a counterattack is very unlikely. He knows that if Mutalisks are on the way, which they are, that they are going to be delayed. Now, 4 more Hellions going to be moving out. And actually, what Happy is doing here is quite crazy. He does have medevacs on the way as well to begin those drops like I was talking about. He's got to be relying on harassment right now, which is a very, very, very fun style to watch in TvZ, because normally it's the Zerg who's trying to do the harassment. But guess what? Empire Happy already delaying 1 creep tumor, which is a much bigger deal than you may realize, as it does look like more drones got to be going down. The Link should get taken out almost instantly, and all these Hellions should actually survive right now. We do have the 1 patrolling Marine right here just to try and stop any potential Overlord. I wouldn't call it harassment, but Overlord scouting, which in some ways should be considered harassment. Does call the creep tumor right there. Unfortunately for TLO, his creep threat on the right side is going to be heavily delayed, and delaying any amount of creep threat is absolutely huge. Happy right now, though, with the attack on 4 additional Hellions. I don't think TLO expected this. Is just going to be doing more and more drone kills. These Hellions are still alive. Sure, they're slowly falling, but still able to get the last couple of shots there on those workers. Overall workers killed now up to 17. That is nearly a flawless worker loss ratio, and guess what? Sure, he lost 2 sets of 4 Hellions, but he was able to do so much more damage, and economically as well. So TLO is going to be in a lot of trouble right now. He does keep making drones. It's one of those things where you can stay ahead in drones if all he makes is more drones. But you got to remember that if you're only making drones, how do you deal with the push that's going to be attacking right now? And it does look like the Marine's going to be pushing forward here with Stim Pack and going to be trying to clean up all these creep tumors here. Do manage to kill off a couple of Banelings that are morphing in. TLO, though, is in a world of hurt. He's got to clean up this very cost effectively. I don't think Happy is going to be allowing that to happen, though. He's already got the preemptive split here. That's Baneling's going to be rolling on down. Sure, they can kill off the Hellions, but they need to be going for the Marines, as the Marines are going to be the real damage dealers right now. It looks like the Hellions just taking so much damage. But guess what? Hellions for a hatchery is absolutely worth it. Links over here are going to try and do something. Baneling's rolling in. He's hoping that these Marines aren't paying attention. They aren't. They do go down. Even that, I don't think it was very cost effective here, as TLO is just getting massacred at this point, as he has about double the resources lost. Actually, more than that. There's not even a hatchery up here. He scans, realizes there's nothing going on. Will get some Overlord kills right now. I don't think it's going to be enough to fully supply block TLO, but these are units that he will have to rebuild if he fully recovers. But it becomes one of those situations where if Zerg is not cost effective in one of these battles, it starts to snowball out of control, because just the amount of Marines becomes so intense that Baneling attacks do absolutely nothing. We do have this creep spread in the middle here, which is kind of awkward, as it's just claiming the center watchtower there. Not a whole lot else, though, as it does look like Happy is going to be pushing forward here. He can kill off some extractors if he wants to, but really with drops in the main base getting cleaned up, it's still not enough for TLO. Look at still, he's extremely far behind. And I don't want to count TLO out just yet, but when it's 2 bases to 3, you can see that the orbital command is already done. Happy's going to be in good shape. Now, Happy's reinforcements are actually going to start slowing down right now. TLO able to clean up everything in the middle here, and he's actually managed to even up the supply in a very impressive way. I don't know if it's enough to claim victory just yet, but he did kill off that army. Resources lost have evened up a little bit, and Happy is not going to be able to secure a 3rd base anytime soon, because look at this, the Overlord is chilling out over here. He's going to be pooping out creep, and it does look like the Zerglings do have 1-1. Mutalisks currently at 1-0, and you got to remember, though, that even if he kills off this Overlord, it's going to take a while for that creep to recede. It'll take about a minute to get that command center over there with the creep gone. We do have great upgrades on the way, though. 1-1 for Happy. He does have combat shields. He does have stim pack here. And again, he still has an advantage in this game. The income, well, actually, I'm kind of curious on the income overall, is heavily favoring Terran. No surprise, because he does have those mules. So when it's 2 base, Terran is going to be having the advantage, as is to be expected. Drone over here going to be joining in the fight there, and instead decides to go ahead and build that hatchery. So he is going to be at the 4 bases. So TLO is making the right moves right now. He is going to be going for recovering that 3rd base, but also double expanding, which is what he needs to do. No drones are mining up here just yet, and actually keeping that extractor alive could play a pivotal role here, especially if he starts getting enough income to supplement his gas. He'll be able to continue that gas supplementation almost immediately. I don't know if TLO has enough here. I mean, the economy of Happy. Oh, he does actually decide to go for this 3rd base over here, so no Overlord there to hold on. Empire Happy going to be securing this almost instant. I mean, look at this. If TLO does not kill us off, there's already going to be a bunker, 2 missile turrets, and supply depots here to reduce the amount of service area on that bunker. It does like TLO realizing he has to go for it, and go for it right now. Bailing's rolling in, but the angle is going to be not good. They may be able to destroy a oh god, didn't even get those buildings there. That is sad pandas there for TLO. And it does manage to kill him off with the Mutalisk, but again, if he does not get crazy Baneling landmines on all of these Marines, then the sand is running out of the hourglass, the time is running out, the camel is getting too much weight on his back, and it may be broken relatively soon. I don't know how else I should say this, because the longer this game goes on, well, Happy's going to be quite happy. I know my puns are always lacking, even at the peak of my casting. Puns will still be there, and it does look like still moving forward is Happy. Cleans up this creep. Honestly, this creep isn't as important because it's not really connected to anything. It's just kind of chilling out in the middle. Marines are able to push this back here for now. Widow Mines right here, able to do tons of damage if those Mutalisks clump up too closely. And I think TLO needs to get this base established because I think he's going to be losing the top right side here relatively soon. There's only 1 drone mining. He's mined 20 minerals there. And, of course, he is going to be using that larva for extra income. But, or extra units right now, but still losing that hatchery is not going to be paying for itself just yet. Does have the potential to secure this base over here. Sends over all the Mutalisks to kill off a handful of Marines. I don't even know if 3 Marines are a handful. I feel like I can hold more than 3 Marines in one hand. So there's going to be that. It does look at the Widow Mines right now. Going to be doing as much damage as possible as it does because the Bailey's going to be rolling in. Too many Widow Mines, though. Too many Marines. And it does look like TLO got to be losing this base. And sure, he's managed to retain these Mutalisks. But is 22 Mutas ever enough to kill off 64 Marines and 13 Widow Mines? I think the answer is no. And a lot of this comes back to, in StarCraft 2, if you start the snowball early with that harassment, then it's just not looking good for Zerg. It's very difficult to recover from losing that many workers in the early game. I mean, TLO's been doing everything he possibly can, but look at this: 3 Widow Mines, 4 missile turrets in the main, 5 in the main. That means that the Mutalisks can't even kill the main base by themselves between the reinforcements and the Widow Mines. If TLO runs in here, he's going to be in a lot of trouble, and there's the Widow Mines right there. I think he spots them, but is not able to kill them off quickly enough with these Mutas. He's got to try and do a counterattack as much as he possibly can, as much damage as he possibly can, but not really looking like he's going to be able to do that much. Sure, he might be able to cancel a command center here. Isn't even able to get that, though. At least not yet. He's on the hunt right now. All right, there's 400 resources lost for Happy. Unfortunately, he's going to have to do it about 10 more times to really start to even out this game. And the problem is still, he's got to be able to kill off this army and the reinforcements that are going to be following suit here. So I think TLO's just going to go for it. Everything he's got here, maybe once they attack the spine callers, I honestly don't know what he can do right now. He's trying to gear up for a good angled attack, but he's got to be running from one direction and one direction only. And I'm not talking about the boy band, which would be even more useless in this situation. But it does look like the Mutas might actually be able to clean this up. Is it enough to keep TLO in the game? Where's the reinforcements? Oh, they're back here. Another army of greater or equal damage or strength to do the damage is going to be moving out right now. There's also going to be a huge drop over here. That is 2 full medevacs, and these Marines with the +2/+2 might just be able to beast mode down this hatchery. Decides, no, got to go ahead and lose those. TLO holds off yet another attack. Do we have the comeback kid on the way? He's only about 2,000 resources behind right now on the units lost, but he's also going to potentially be losing another base. TLO once again needs good engagements here, but the Widow Mines might be able to clean up all these Mutalisks, or at least a lot of them. The splitting pretty top notch. It's still not enough. TLO narrowly not going to be able to hold that off, which means he's going to lose the base and lose the game. So game number 1 is going to be going to Empire Happy. TLO showing, though, that when it comes down to it, he can do a very scrappy game, which means if he can hold on the early game, he will be able to claim victory, I feel like, in the next game. But I gotta hand it to Empire Happy right now, definitely making it work with that early harassment. I mean, 4 Hellions, then 4 more Hellions to follow it up, just doing way too much damage. And that's something that's very difficult to pull off twice, because now TLO is going to expect it if he sees that early factory. It's not the earliest factory, though, because he did see the command center go down first. He did see the barracks and the reactor and all that was a little bit delayed, but either way, 8 Hellions very early in the game for that, managed to pull it off. Now, Happy, does he have another trick up his sleeve? Is he going to play standard, or is he going to go with what worked in this game? We'll find out in game number 2. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.